book of fiqh from Imam Tuwajjih rahimahullah ta'ala, and however we have covered the last week the masih, right? We covered the whole masih, right? And we covered things invalidate the wudu, sleep and other stuff. Today we're going to cover the ghusl. The ghusl, this is a very important topic of our fiqh, how to do the ghusl. First, what things make you do ghusl? Of course, it's many things. They said mujibat al-ghusl, six things make you should do ghusl. And the ghusl, subhanAllah, one of them, if Muslim, he become a kafir, become Muslim, and the hayd, the woman, her period, after having a baby, menses, after having the baby, of course, menses have a baby, and also intercourse, and if you have the semen comes out, your private area, and so on. So, the thing is, there's two types of ghusl. One of them they call al-mujza, means sufficient ghusl. So this will be sufficient ghusl, you don't have to go through the other stuff. But definitely, and there's sunnah ghusl, the ghusl sunnah, which is the rewarded ghusl, and we should stick to it. But if someone did the sufficient ghusl, be fine, right? And the sufficient ghusl, if the water touches your body, right, one time, and with intention. Without intention, someone took shower, without intention of the ghusl, then this is meaningless. You have to have the intention. As long as the water touches your body and you have intended for ghusl. And after the ghusl, you don't have to do wudu. If you're done with the ghusl, you don't have to do wudu after that. So definitely, then the ghusl. And they said the ghusl of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the sunnah ghusl. This is what we need to focus on. So first of all, of course, the all intention, Bismillah, the tasmi, the intention, and Bismillah. Both they have to have the intention and Bismillah. And then the sunnah to wash your hands. Sunnah now. Remember, this we said the sunnah ghusl, and the first one was sufficient. If someone done it, would be enough ghusl. And so if wash your hand, as the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he washed his hand 3 times, as the hadith of Maymuna radiallahu anha, the wife of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said, make intention, wash your hand 3 times, and then after that you make sure you wash private area if there's something to be removed. And Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to rub his hand with the dirt, so to make, instead of like the soap nowadays do, so make sure this is not untouched or it's become clean. And then after that, you make the wudu, you make the wudu, and then you make 3 handful over your head. Then your body, you wash your body with 1 time, at least 1 time. Of course, was mentioned the right side before the left side and so on. But this is as long as you go with this order, then the wudu will be sufficient. So, a question? Okay. So, again, the wudu, you make an intention that you are making ghusl, then say Bismillah, wash your hand 3 times, then if there's clean the private area or anything touched with things impure, to make sure clear, and then he said one of them, full wudu after that, full wudu, like regular wudu, you wudu with the salah, then you pour 3 times water in your head, 3 hatawat. So in your head, make sure this water touches your body, and then you wash the rest of your body from top to bottom, all of it, and so on, including your feet. And one of the things are times and action or act that we have is mandatory, recommended to do wudu, mustahab. Recommended to do wudu. For example, recommended to do ghusl. The ghusl for al-ihram, when you go for hajj, is recommended to do ghusl. You do exactly the same ghusl. If someone have intercourse, same thing you do, this will become mandatory. But there's ghusl for the ihram. It's recommended you do exactly like the regular ghusl, like the ghusl for Jum'ah and others. طيب. There's any different question between the ghusl for a man and a woman, or they're the same? Same. What about the hair?
The hair?
The hair part for the woman. They have the braid and so on.
What do you mean? Oh, if the hair is braided?
Yeah. So there's two types. For them, definitely in general, women's ghusl like the men's ghusl. If their hair braided, what we do, wouldn't make a difference. For regular ghusl, for Jum'ah and other stuff, there's no problem. But they said some opinion, like Madhab Imam Ahmad, rahimahullah, said one of them is mandatory for her when she's in her period, after finishing her period. As you know, women after her period, she must do ghusl, right? And so woman after period, she must do ghusl. And after nifas, after having the baby 40 days or whatever, then she must do ghusl also. So the ghusl, some opinion for Imam Ahmad. Imam Ahmad have two opinions. One opinion said is mandatory to untie and do her braids. The second opinion, in this occasion, they said is recommended. Remember this. Some opinion, the first opinion, she doesn't have to untie her braids. Imam Ahmad said he has two opinions. One opinion is she must untie it, all right? And the second opinion said recommended. Only in her menses, period, and the nifas. You know what nifas mean, right? Nifas after the woman having baby 40 days, when she finished about roughly 40 days, the average, and then after that she must do ghusl, and she practices her salah again. So she said, in these two occasions, they said she should untie her hair and wash it thoroughly. Regular ghusl, like Jum'ah and other stuff, then she didn't have to untie it. She leave it the way it is. All the opinions. So the thing is, Hadith Salama, radiallahu anha, she asked Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the stronger opinion, Allah knows best, that she didn't have to. It's recommended, but she didn't have to. As Salama, she asked Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, what should I have braids, as you see? And should I, for the hayd and janaba, for the menses and the janaba, should I untie my hair or I shouldn't? Should I untie my braids? He said, it will be sufficient for you if you pour 3 handfuls of water over your head. This will be sufficient. So she didn't have to. And she mentioned both hayd, which is the menses or the period, as part of it. So this is the ghusl, in general, the same. And like I said, when it comes to the braids, a little different opinion, recommended, or you do it the way it is. They said because it's not too hard, because she's in her period once a month. And her nifas once a year, could be once every other year, could be like in her time 5 times, the whole lifestyle. So why not? There also will be special things, not like, doing every Jum'ah or every day or things like this. So the thing is, was mentioned to Aisha radiallahu anha, that's Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As. He make his daughters and wife, whatever, to untie their hair, untie their braids for ghusl. So Aisha heard, she gets so upset. Said, well, tell them then ask them to shave their hair then. Ask them to shave their hair. Said, the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, we did this, we did the ghusl during the time for Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He did not command us to untie our braids. He didn't say to unbraid our hair. So, and this shows here, subhanAllah, this is like the scholars have derived this thing, shows how beneficial, how beautiful to have the wife of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the wives of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because this stuff, private stuff, nobody would know beside his wives. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, they should mention the sunnah practiced at his house. Like the ghusl, how did he took a shower or bath or whatever he done in his life, it was mentioned in the sunnah by the wives of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Hadith Aisha, when she heard Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As, he make his wives and daughters and so on to unbraid their hair, and he said, well, let them shave their hair then. We, Rasul did not command us to do so. So the thing is, they can pour the water and they're fine, inshallah, no problem. If they want to do like in the recommended, as some scholars, as Imam Ahmad mentioned, one opinion, to untie once a month, which is in her period, this will be fine, inshallah. Okay, now here, ghusl al-Jumu'ah, is it mandatory or just recommended?
Stronger to me for men on Fridays, for men is to do it.
mandatory. There's three opinions. One opinion is mandatory because Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said غسل يوم الجمعة أو الغسل يوم الجمعة واجب. He said the ghusl in the day of Jum'ah is mandatory upon everyone reached the puberty. And this hadith muttafaq alayh, agreed upon Bukhari and Muslim. This one opinion. Now, look at the sunnah, how beautiful. And he said, the other hadith, he said, whoever made wudu the day of Jum'ah will be sufficient. Another hadith. And whoever made ghusl will be better. So became from mandatory to recommended in this hadith. Now, so how could we combine the two hadith together? Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah mentioned, he said, if you have bad odor, then you must take a ghusl. So if you didn't have body odor, then it's recommended to make ghusl. So both between recommended or wajib. So bare minimum is recommended to make the ghusl. And Jum'ah, subhanAllah. This is make it like, maximum 7 days you have to take shower. No matter how lazy the person, no matter what happened. So once a week, this has become at least once a week mandatory to do this. So first opinion is mandatory because the hadith. Second opinion is recommended, which is like the vast majority of the people of knowledge, they have mentioned this. It's recommended. As Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if you make wudu, fine, but it will be better if you make ghusl for Jum'ah. And ghusl Jum'ah we have mentioned, all the ghusl the same. All the ghusl are the same. There's no difference between this ghusl, I should do a different ghusl for Jum'ah, different than when I'm in Hajj, different when all the ghusl are the same, and there's no difference. But to solve the issue, as Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, he said, definitely bare minimum is mustahab for everyone, but if become something have order or something, then become mandatory. And definitely with this shows how our deen cares about purity and cleansing and for people to be clean and so on. Yes.
Is for men or men and women?
Men or women? But it doesn't say nothing. Yes.
Should women make ghusl if they're not going to Jum'ah?
Yeah, of course.
If they're not going?
Even if they're not going to Jum'ah. This is a sunnah. So because Rasulullah for everyone reached the puberty. He did not say the hadith, every male. He said it's mandatory upon every person reach the puberty. So even if she's not coming to Jum'ah, she should make ghusl. It's recommended for her to make ghusl in Jum'ah. Because like I said, being a clean part for our deen. As Rasulullah said, at-tuhur shatr al-iman. Purity half our faith. Yes.
I know previously you said you don't even make wudu after ghusl, but isn't that only the case when you uplift the state of janaba? That's when you're allowed to not make wudu after ghusl?
Well, if you make the intention for ghusl, then ghusl. Because nobody makes ghusl just for ghusl. Yeah, ghusl, just make ghusl. There's from shower between ghusl. If you make ghusl, there's a ghusl then. You didn't have to. It's not uplifting the janaba. It's just like basically if you make ghusl for, just for when you go for Hajj, Umrah. And there's of course other stuff that has mentioned, but there's different opinion about the ghusl. They said if you wash the deceased, some opinion you should, but really the stronger opinion you don't have to make ghusl. And there's a few things mentioned in this book. It was like, but there's no different. If you make ghusl, then you don't have to wear wudu after that. You can make salah. Yeah.
Without being in a state of janaba.
Yeah. Yes.
I heard you should wash the full body after you do right and left side.
I said that. If you should wash your body, the whole body. This is what the whole body. Make sure the water, what I used to say, people misunderstand. Basically, when you do right and left, make sure the water touches all your body. If you've done it, how you wash your body, start from right to left. But make sure the water touches your body will be sufficient.
So you don't have to do...
No, as long as the water touches the body. The water has to touch the body. All the body, right? Yeah. So here, now, any question about the ghusl? All clear, inshallah? Yes.
So it's not required. It's not required. It's like a hadith command sunnah.
What is that? Is for Jum'ah, it's recommended. Like I said, two opinions. Depends if the person have a smell, they should do it according to Shaykh al-Islam Taymiyyah rahimahullah. If not, then will become like recommended.
Did the Prophet unbraid his hair when he made ghusl?
Prophet did have all the time braids. When he did it, he did not.
When
Yeah, feed it. No, Same thing, he didn't say anything about women and men because usually men don't have it. It was not mentioned about him, what did he do? Usually the men, all the scholars said, usually men, Muslim men, their hair short. And Rasulullah, most of the time he did Umrah and Hajj and so on. He didn't have it all the time. Was not mentioned anything about it here. Yeah. So now we go to a tayammum. The tayammum, we know when we are supposed to do tayammum. Tayammum, you do it with 4 conditions. Tayammum, you're allowed to do your tayammum with 4 conditions. It's not anyone could do tayammum at any time he or she wants. So the first one, if there's no water. Second one, if there's, doesn't have to be in order. Second one, if you're using the water, will become harmful. Third one, if getting the water dangerous. For example, if you want to go across the street, then it will become like whatever, there's a war there or something. Or if you want to jump, there's the water there, but it's too hard to reach, probably have to climb up there, whatever, by the time there will be like you're risking your life. The fourth condition, if the water you have enough for you to drink only. So you didn't have enough water for wudu and drinks. So 4 of them. Again, if there's no water, if the water harmful, the doctor said you're not supposed to done surgery or whatever, something said you're not supposed to do. As you know, sometimes they tell you you're not supposed to touch water. During surgery, before, right after surgery, and so on. Third one, if too dangerous to get the water. The 4 things, if there's not enough water, you have enough water to drink, but you didn't have water to make wudu and tayammum, to make wudu and ghusl. So the tayammum could be for both, for ghusl or for wudu. If you are in state of janaba, or you want to do salah for umrah or hajj, or you want to do for jum'ah, if there's no water, you can do tayammum, both. So for wudu, it could be sub for the wudu or for the ghusl, the tayammum. And this is 100% method, as like we have mentioned, there's some people that are in the plane or the hospital, they don't pray. So till we get home, I'm not clean, or I don't know what to do. So as we saw this tape, they said, subhanAllah, said we didn't have water, we're not going to make salah. What do you mean? There's tayammum. Alhamdulillah, the deens was made for ease, deen yusr. So and Rasulullah was mentioned, he said, I was given 5 things no other prophet got it before me. And there's another hadith, 6 things. So one of them, he said, وَجُعِلَتْ الْأَرْضُ وَجُعِلَتْ لِي الْأَرْضُ مَسْجِدًا وَطُهُورًا. Masjidan wa tahura. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the whole earth for the Prophet as a masjid, so we can pray at any place. We can pray in the park, we can pray at home, we can pray at the plane, we can pray in the car, anywhere. As long, of course, with fulfilling the pillars of salah, standing and others. So we can pray at anywhere. And he said the masjid, the ard tahura, so basically you can purify yourself with the earth, with something from the earth, from the earth. Of course, there's 6 things, and was mentioned here the hadith, authentic by Bukhari Muslim, rahimahullah ta'ala, that he said, I was given 5 special things. No other prophet was given those special things before me. They said one of them, you can pray anywhere. However, how is the tayammum? How is the tayammum? Should we tap twice or 1 time, or how should we do it? Of course, there's opinions, but the strongest opinion, according to Imam Ahmad rahimahullah, should be tap the ground 1 time. So there's no hadith says we should do it twice. But some scholars said, because there's some scholars they have mentioned you do it twice, 1 for face, 1 for hands, then it's okay to do it twice. But really, what authentically should be 1 time. Done? So how about someone do it twice? Okay, there's an opinion part, no problem. So the thing is, you have to have how you do the tayammum, you have to have the intention first. And before that, to tayammum, you have to have one of the 4 reasons we have mentioned. And then after that, you have to make the intention. You are making tayammum. And you have to use صعيدا طيبة. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, فَتَيَمَّمُوا صَعِيدًا طَيِّبًا فَامْسَحُوا بِوُجُوهِكُمْ وَأَيْدِيكُمْ مِنْهُ. So now, صَعِيدًا طَيِّبًا, whatever above the ground, whatever above the ground, from the earth itself. Some scholars said not even dirt. Basic example could be the dust, the sand, things like something. When you tap on it, dust comes out of it. Dust comes out of it. So now the first thing we do, we cannot, remember we said you cannot wipe on the wall, you cannot wipe on the member, on your phone, the chair, the seat in the plane, and others. We cannot do that. So tap one time, and then you can look at your hand basically. If you look at, don't take your sweet time, but look at your hand. Something has to be there, remain there. You blow it out. There's some little stones or pebbles or something, move it. So something has to stick here. And then? Okay. So, however, they tap one time. You see something in your hand, blow it. Keep something. Then you wipe your face. Your face where the wudu goes. Exactly where the wudu area. Right here. All right? Now, the hadith that starts with your face according to the ayah. Then you wipe your hand this way, the right hand, and the left hand. This way. Done. That's the tayammum. So, 2 steps. Wipe in the face, and then the right hand, the left hand is done all with. This is the tayammum. However, yes, sir.
Just the top hand?
Yeah, the top of the hand. So, and then.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلي وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. We said we make the intention, you tap in the ground one time, and something is going to be remain in your hands, in the bottom of your hand right here, and then blow on them to make sure just remove the extra. Wipe your face. Where's the wudu at? Exactly the wudu, the face totally, and then your hand above the right, then above the left. And they said the scholars, if you do the left before the right, it's fine, no problem. But always the right will be better. And they said two conditions we have to fulfill. The earth has to be sa'idan tayyiba. It has to be pure, it's not najis. Sa'ida from above the ground, and tayyiba is najis. You cannot just wipe on something najis or impure. And they said another condition, when you tap, something has to remain here. So it has to be some dust in your hands. There's a condition according to Imam Ahmad rahimahullah ta'ala. And should we do the face first and then the hand? This the ayah said that. But there's hadith by Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam. It was mentioned. He said you could have done this. He tapped in his hand and the ground, and he did this. The hands first, then the face. So if someone does this, it's fine. And if you do the face, it will be fine, inshallah. Both are, Allah knows best, both fine. Whether you start with your hands first and then face, or like the ayah, the face and the hands will be fine according to the people of knowledge. Things will invalidate the tayammum. If you find water, the tayammum will be invalid. You have to make wudu before you do the salah. So you made the tayammum, then you find water, you walked a little bit, whatever, mile, 2 miles, something, then you find. But if you find the water with you in the car, in the place you are in, then you have to redo, because you have water during the time you made tayammum. But if you didn't find water in the area you are in, there's no problem. You went somewhere else, then you find water, so you're fine. As two Sahabi, we have mentioned the story before, said two Sahabi, one of them, they made both tayammum and they prayed the salah, and then when they kept on going with their trip, they found water. Both made salah. And one of them repeated his salah, the second one did not repeat his salah. So they came and asked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, one of them, he get double the reward. Now they would double. Second one, he said, he have applied the sunnah. And who's more rewarded? We have mentioned. Which one? The one who did the sunnah. The one who, subhanAllah. And even the one is not sinning, he get double the reward. Why? Because he did the salah twice. And the second one are more rewarded because he did the sunnah. So the moment you find the water in the area you are in, then no tayammum. And also, for example, if you were sick, the water harmful, this is not harmful anymore, then you cannot do tayammum, right? And of course, if you, whatever invalidates your regular wudu will invalidate tayammum. If you sleep, if you pass gas, if you go in coma, all the stuff invalidate that tayammum as regular water, as regular wudu. We said also that tayammum will be sufficient for the hadath al-akbar al-asghar, for the regular hadath, which is like for wudu, and also will be for ghusl, will be suffice for both of them. As Amr ibn As radiallahu anhu, when he was the leader of the army at one point, and he woke up with what dream? And in the morning, subhanAllah, he said it was severe cold. He made tayammum and he led the salah. He was the command, the chief command. Then he led the salah, and they complained to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, I did, because if I used the water, I would have died. So the water become harmful. In severe cold, he did tayammum, even there's water. Remember, we said if it's dangerous or harmful, if the water is harmful to you, then you could do tayammum, even the water is right there. So this shows the deen was made for ease, inshallah. Any questions about the tayammum? Yes.
So, after you make tayammum, you put socks on and then treat like regular, you can wipe it once you find water? Is that allowed?
They said when it comes, can you wipe and the socks, if you made tayammum and the socks on, they said the socks has to be in regular wudu, and like then you can wipe on it. But this case you have to do with the wudu. So why cannot wipe if you have tayammum, according to the people of knowledge? If you find water and you were in state of wudu, then you find water. Now we said then you have to use water. Can I wipe? No, you have your sock not in a state of regular wudu. Yes. The thing is, whether wudu or ghusl or anything, if there's a place you can get the water, that means there's water. Whether in the masjid or anywhere else, then you go to a place of water. But if the water is impossible, you're in the middle of the whatever, going camping and there's no water, you find out there's no water there, and you're far away from everybody, or like somewhere in the desert, whatever, there's no water, this will be a different story. Then, like I said, I don't have water here, but I know if I go to McDonald's, I can wash. I can go to the masjid, I can make wudu. Then you can. There's water. The water is available and within reach. So there's totally different when there is no water totally. Then you could do tayammum under the 4 condition. Remember, there's no water. That means without reach. You cannot reach it. It's far away. Tfaddal.
So for every salah, do you have to make tayammum? There's no water at all, or is just one?
No, for every salah, do we have to make tayammum for every salah? No, you didn't have to. There's 2 opinions, of course, but the stronger opinion, you didn't have to make tayammum for every salah. The one tayammum, like the salah will invalidate your wudu, is what invalidate the tayammum, but the same thing would invalidate the wudu. So for first salah, second salah, you have no problem, the stronger opinion.
Let's say you're traveling and you're like half an hour from like the reach of anything, and you didn't pray salah and you don't have wudu. Can you make tayammum?
If you half hour,
half
you,
an hour, you're gonna miss salah.
of course, if you know half an hour, you get a salah. No, you do tayammum. If you're the water half hour away from you and you did not do salah, then the water is far away. Then do tayammum in that case. Because it's half an hour away, by the time you get there, the salah you miss the salah. No, you do tayammum in this case. But if you're not going to miss the salah, then you wait till you get the place of water, then you do regular wudu.
So you end up